A serene lily pond provides a perfect setting for one of Chennai's most beautiful outdoor restaurants. This is also the fastest way to get to the heart of Singapore from the heart of Chennai. Welcome to one of India's only Singapore cuisine restaurants, Mr Ong, at the Park Hyatt. What is the genesis for Chennai's first Singapore cuisine restaurant?
Glad that you asked. We knew from the beginning when we were planning for a new food and beverage venue at the hotel that we wanted to tick a couple of boxes that were important to us. We wanted to do something that Chennai hasn't seen before. We wanted it to be alfresco dining, and we wanted to make sure that it's also accessible for a broader audience. So looking around what is in Chennai, knowing what we can do best in the hotel, we quickly settled on Singaporean cuisine. Actually, it was actually a quite logical conclusion. Reason being, you all probably know the connections that Tamil Nadu has with Singapore. There's some more connections between the ownership of the hotel with Singapore itself, with the owners having family ties to Singapore. And we felt it was something that Chennai doesn't have yet. So we then looked at the venue, saw what we need to be doing to make it an authentic dining experience, and then we settled on Singapore's hawker-style markets, and that's what you see in Mr Ong.
So Chef, how did you and the team conceptualize the menu at a time when travel to Singapore was disrupted?
Yes, we had a restriction to travel, but we were lucky and very happy to tie up with a culinary consultant from Singapore called Ms. Sarab Kapoor. She was a well-known person in Singapore who does lots of cooking classes and culinary events. So luckily we got her on board, and she guided us for all the recipes over a Zoom call. So we used to schedule a time and a date, and she comes over a Zoom call and we start cooking together. That's how we manage all the recipes and forming of a menu card.
Do you think Chennai is ready for a Singapore cuisine restaurant?
Oh, absolutely, I think Chennai is ready for Mr Ong. The cuisine is, like I mentioned before, so connected between Singapore and Tamil Nadu and Chennai itself that I think this is a perfect fit for people who live here, who want to taste something that is somewhat familiar, that has relevance to where we are here in Park Hyatt, Chennai, as well as the Singaporean food scene. There's still people who tell us that this is something that they haven't tried before, they haven't tried these dishes that taste like this. So we think people are going to be excited to come back, discover a bit more about Singaporean cuisine and what ties it actually has to Tamil Nadu.
How have you managed to retain the authenticity of the flavors and still make it suit the Chennai palate?
Okay, to be honest, we have a team with us who are already familiar with Asian and know about the Chennai crowd and their palates. But still, we want to make it bring a more authenticity into the cuisine. So we involve lots of things in recipe, and we got very unique and traditional ingredients from Singapore and other areas of places like Thailand, Malaysia, where you get traditional ingredients which will add lots of authenticity to the recipe. Plus our ownership, they have lots of roots in Singapore who spend time with us while preparing the recipe and fine-tuned it well so that it's almost same what you eat in Singapore.
So Chef, tell us about the initial response from the Chennai diners.
So definitely the feedbacks were fantastic, and whomever dined, and they definitely shared the feedback saying that we love the recipes and the combination and the authenticity what has been given on the food, and first of all they thanked us to bringing the Singapore cuisine to Chennai, because like many people are related and they travel a lot to Singapore up and down. So it was definitely very good feedbacks from the guest side.
What, in your opinion, are some of the key USPs of the restaurant that will make diners keep coming back?
Yeah, I think there's certainly a couple. First of all, we would hope that people come back for the food. But I also think that there's no other place like Mr Ong in Chennai, where you have the serenity of something like the Lily Pond where we are right now, in a setting like Park Hyatt, Chennai, that's still in the middle of the city, yet you don't feel it at all. You feel like you're transported to a different place. The bar menu is constantly evolving, so every time when you come back, we know there's going to be something else in Mr Ong. A small example maybe on the food, we will have specials that are seasonally inspired. Our ice cream selection changes on a monthly basis depending on what our chefs find in the market. So I think there's plenty of reasons to come back to Mr Ong. First one, of course, being the food and the service that you get.
Mr Ong finds a delicate balance between flavors from Singapore and a palate that suits Chennai. Just like how this restaurant is a beautiful balance between the serene water body and the action in the kitchen, which will remind you of being at one of the hawker centers in Singapore.